Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. Everything in bloom on the 8th, on the 9th, and it's going to be relatively quick. Tomorrow's video will be my planned changes to deal with the problems from my Sunday chat. I have a plan, it's not an outline plan, it's a detailed plan. It does involve some relatively serious changes, one of which is in operation already, which is to up my daytime temperatures. And as a consequence of doing that, the thermostat's been adjusted. I've moved that up to 19. So basically the heater and the circulating fan will come on during the daylight hours, the main daylight hours, to keep this daytime temperature up. More changes to come. That's just something I could do. Took me 2 seconds to alter the thermostat. But there is more that will involve a bit of work. But what we're doing is we're trying to stop things like that. That plant's dying. And it shouldn't be. It's only the cold that's doing it. So yet another dendrobium. Anyway, everything in bloom. Quickly, before the blooms drop off, my nice blue Vanda, which is hooked up in the wire. I'd better move that actually, if I can. I must do something about this wire. Right, there we go, that's better. Release the blooms. Right, this has been open since October sometime. Blooms have lasted incredibly well. The camera makes this look a deeper colour than it actually is. It's actually a more delicate shade than the camera is showing. Camera deepens the colour. Does strange things with certain colours. There's a reflective property within the bloom itself. Anyway, I'll do pop-ups for the names. That way I haven't got to struggle with them. Then we come over here. We've got 3 out in bloom over here. Another one close, but not quite. So we've got this one here, and this goes in as one of my favourite blooms with the plants I've actually got at the moment. Basically, this is an Odontoglossum type, and they are some of my favourite orchids. It's just the colours, the patterning, the shape of the blooms. It's just something I like a lot. And you know, this one's been open a while. Cool growers, you know, so should do well. That's another story. And then up above that is a Shari Baby, and that's got one hell of a bloom spike on it. The blooms themselves are not very attractive compared with some, but there are quite a lot of varieties of Shari Baby out there now, and this is a very plain one. It's virtually all one colour. The lip is a very slightly different colour. Flipping bugs on the blooms again. They're dead, but well, I'm pretty certain they are. So that's that one. That's been in bloom a while now. A massive spike. And if you look there, oh, I can't get at it. It's also silhouetted. And then behind it is another large spike, another Odontoglossum type. But these blooms are easier for me to get at. Have I gone deaf? Oh, my phone's going. I'll be back. Right, where did I get to? That was Lynn. Still trying to sort out these flipping bank accounts. Right, I think we got to there, but I think we've done that one. Yeah, I mean, quite honestly, this everything in bloom is almost a dead repeat of the previous month. You know, December's version, on the grounds that there's nothing new in bloom. The only thing that's different is a few things have gone missing. So, you know, it's just a repeat, which is good from one point of view, because it means the blooms are still with us after all that time. Right, coming round here then, we've got our 3 Cymbidiums. We've got the yellow one, which came from Burnham's. I believe that is the last spike now, because I think the new bits coming up, like down in there, that you might be able to see, are new growths. Due for a repot, and well, they're all due for a repot, basically, the Cymbidiums. It's got no ID, it's just one of their hybrids that I just liked the look of and brought home with me last time I was there, along with some other things. And then this is the one from Hannah. Now that's grown a strange spike because it's grown a short spike, but the blooms have opened and they're fine. The spike's just a bit short, which is odd. Not sure why, but this orchid can do an awful lot better than it has done in the past by going outside this year following a repot. As I mean, last year's bulb is bigger than anything on the plant. It's a beauty, and it's produced 2 spikes, I think. And the previous year's growth, where it stayed in the grow room, was hardly worth bothering with, and it didn't bloom. So obviously this one likes being outside for the summer, which is good. I mean, these are good blooms. These have got a lovely detail on them. They're a good rich colour. They're not all wishy-washy or anything. It's a nice plant. So that's that one. And then we've got this one, which I was hoping was going to be a colour changer, and it isn't. Now it is actually a bit darker than it looks on camera. The camera does funny things. Sometimes it makes things darker, sometimes it makes them lighter. I mean, looking at the screen, this one is exactly as it is in real life, whereas this one isn't. This one looks very pale on the screen. Anyway, this was the one that came from Mathers, and when I visit them, which is February, I will ask about why the colour has changed so dramatically. What are the factors that I need to look into to get this back to the original colour that it was when I bought it, and was the actual reason I bought it. If that had been sat there amongst the Cymbidiums for sale as it is now, I would not have bought it. So we need to work out what, I won't say what's gone wrong, but what's changed. What's made this go this colour when it wasn't originally? I mean, the markings on it are absolutely stunning. You know, it is a very attractive Cymbidium, but it's not got the background colour that it had when I bought it. So I need to try and get that sorted out. There will be an answer. I mean, David Mathers and Jim Durrant at Mathers, they've both been growing Cymbidiums and hybridising and breeding to order and all sorts of stuff like that for many, many, many years. They will have the answer there and then, because they will have come across it. That's the thing. Right, and the last two down here, this is the last two as well. We've got this tiny little Oncidium type, which is a species, Cheriforum or Cheriforum, depending on what you want. And I'm not going to be able to focus on that if it's moving in any shape or form, so I'm just trying to get it to go still again. And then with any luck I might be able to get in close. That's done it. The fan's just come on. If I stand in the way it might stay still, but it's going to be difficult to focus on either way. They're so small. That's probably about the best I can do, because I can't stop it moving now. The heater and the fans just come on. So that's on its last spike. It's had 3 and it is starting to show signs of a new growth, and therein could be a problem if we don't get this grow room sorted out, because I'm having trouble with new growths generally speaking. And then last on the list is the remaining spike on the zygo, because the larger spike that finished a while back, that was open a nice long time, and this what I call a secondary spike, because the same new growth actually produced 2 spikes, which is, you know, it does happen, but this was a lesser spike basically. I mean, it's a really nice zygo, very attractive, lovely veining, nice colour. Yeah, it's going over. First sign of this is good, because the tips on the sepals are green until it starts to go over, and then they go brown. They're the first thing to change colour. And then you get the brown bits around the edge of the lip and things. So that spike's not going to be with us for much longer now. So that's it this time round. As I said, we're in a state of lull at the moment. I mean, luckily there's some Oncidium types around that are in bloom. Dendrobiums, no. Nobiles and the winter resters, you know, will come along as time goes on. That one's in bud over there. In fact, there's several over there. There's a spike in the distance there. There's that one, and then there's this one that's got 2 spikes. Where else have we got some stuff? This one's got a spike coming on it. So there is more to come, if you see what I mean. You know, it's not all doom and gloom on the blooms front. There is more to come. But I'm hoping that the changes I'm going to do, which, as I said, that will probably be the next video, that the changes are going to improve the lot of an awful lot of the orchids. But more details to come. So I'd rather do it all in one go. But yeah, the teaser is that there are major changes going to happen out here. And I think we could basically say, to hell with the costs. That really is what it comes down to. So yeah, thanks for dropping by. See you next time.